Welcome to another episode of the Film Room. I'm Brian Johannes, and on this episode, we're going to talk about Penn State pass rusher, edge defender, Arnold Ebiketie. If you're not familiar with what I do in these videos, is I'm going to take a look at, in this case, several plays from Penn State's game against Auburn to kind of showcase and highlight the type of prospect that Arnold Ebiketie is. This isn't a highlight video. This is breaking down the type of prospect he is, where he can win in the NFL, and then kind of how he fits. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the film. Now, the first thing that I want to showcase, the first thing that I want to talk about is Ebiketie is, in my opinion, a true speed pass rusher. Here he is at the top of the screen going against the left tackle, and he's going to win. It's not like he's pinning his ears back and flying, but he's able to get to the edge against this left tackle, beat him off the edge, and then turn this corner to make a play on the quarterback. Now, he didn't get the sack, but he was able to affect the ball that created an incompletion. And just this ability to win on the outside with speed, with bend. He didn't necessarily sink his hips, but he was able to use that ankle flexibility to turn this corner and affect the pass. And like I said, Ebiketie is that speed pass rusher, but he's much more than just going to come off the edge, try to win the outside over and over and over again. He uses that speed and that ability to kind of set up what else he wants to do. Here he is later in the game. After he's been able to win with speed off the edge, he's able to use that speed to fake to the outside and then put a hard foot down and burst inside to get a quarterback hit. And it's just that ability to fake, swat the hands away, and just get in and get that hit. And when you've got that speed, then you've been able to win to the outside, having that counter move and being able to set up this left tackle showcases his pass rushing ability. And then these moves just kind of build off each other. He can win with speed around the edge. He can make that quick inside move. Here against the right tackle, he knows that, hey, he's got these moves. And Ebiketie, even though he's able to push the outside, fake inside, and then come back outside to get past that right tackle. Now, the ball came out quick, but he just has that quick move, the kind of fake inside out type move that left this right tackle having to lunge and eventually get beat. He just kind of builds these moves off of each other. He knows that he's got that quick outside move. He knows he's got the quick inside move, and he's able to blend those two together and then even add to it. And another thing that I really like out of Ebiketie is he doesn't quit, and he's constantly moving, constantly trying to get off blocks. On this case, he's up here at the top of the screen, the right defensive end. And he's going to initially rush, try to make an inside move, and they've got a double team on him. They've got the left tackle, they've got the left guard, and they've got him initially stopped. But Ebiketie doesn't quit. He helps that, the left tackle's got to come off, but he keeps working against this right guard and is able to then free himself up and come by and get another quarterback hit. And it's just that ability, the motor, the lateral quickness, and that, once again, that bend, he's able to bend around that left guard to get a hit or get a hand on the quarterback. Another thing that really stood out to me about Ebiketie was his ability to kind of get off and avoid blocks. Here he is down here at the bottom of the screen, left defensive end, and the play is going to be a ran away from him. But what I love here is at the snap of the ball, the left tackle is going to look to get his hands on him, and he's got his hands out wide. But Ebiketie is able to just make a quick shoulder move to dip that left inside shoulder in, reduce the target space for that right tackle to be able to make contact with him, and he's able to then slip in to the backfield. Now, like I said, the play was ran away from him, but he's just able to make that quick shoulder move to prevent the right tackle from getting his hands on him and knife his way into the backfield. And as we see it from the end zone view, once again, he's able to just make that quick shoulder turn. That tackle has to kind of just reach out and try to grab him, and he's able to just burst through it. Once again, if that ball was coming to his side, or if he was doing a pass rush, he was already into the backfield, ready to make that tackle. And it's all because of that quick little shoulder dip. All right, so far I've shown you nothing but pass rushing clips. The last clip I know was a run, but it was more of a pass rushing clip. What about him versus the run? And Ebiketie is pretty much a purely, I think, pass rushing guy at this point, but he does show this potential and the ability as a run defender. Here he is at the top of the screen, right defensive end going against the left tackle, and they're going to run it to his side, and he's able to engage, set a hard edge, and then be able to shed and come off and make that tackle. And it wasn't the best block, but once again, he was able to engage, set that hard edge. He was sealed off to the inside and helped that his defenders, his teammates, were making the running back have to go outside. But he does show that ability to then shed that block and get off. And so it's not he's not this elite run defender, but it shows that he has this potential that he can stack and shed and get off and make plays in the run game. There is a lot to like about Arnold Ebiketie as a 2022 NFL draft prospect. At 6'2", 250 pounds, he's not the biggest edge defender. He's a little bit on the smaller side, but he makes up for that with his ability, with that speed, with that lateral quickness. As I showcased at the start of this the film room, that ability to win with speed off the edge, the ability to then adjust off of it. He needs to continue to develop more pass rushing moves. He's pretty dependent on his athleticism and that speed and quickness. So to take that next step at the NFL, you can't just win with speed. You have to have pass rushing moves, especially if you don't have the elite speed. So that's something that he's going to have to continue to develop. At this point, I think he is a situational pass rusher year one. That's why you kind of see him. I think he's a guy that's probably going to go in the second round. It wouldn't shock me if he slipped into the first round, but I think he is I think he's a second round prospect. But I think a team that can use a pass rusher, bring him in, be a situational guy, comes in on pass rushing situations, and then is hopefully you're able to develop him into a quality starter. But I think if he can win as a pass rusher and produce, he's going to have a role in this league for a long time. So right now he's my 6th rated edge defender. Like I said, I kind of have him graded out as a day 2 pick, but I think there's a lot of potential there. He's a transfer from Temple, so he was a quality player at the AAC level, came up to the Big Ten, and shown that he belongs. So I like him as a prospect. Can't wait to see where he goes. I think he could fit in a 3-4 defense. I think he could play in a 4-3, kind of Seattle style as maybe a Leo, weak side defensive end. But I think his best fit is probably as a 3-4 pass rusher. Put him out wide, turn him loose, and let him go. All right, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this episode of the Film Room. Make sure the best way to get this is to subscribe. So hit that subscription button. Hit the bell for notifications so you get a alert every time one of my videos is published. While you're out there, make sure you follow me on social media, draft_Brian, wherever you get your social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you may be, draft_Brian. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time.